Hey guys, Jennifer Foley, your local realtor, and I am here with a business partner.
Varun Karnanandam from Iconic Mortgages.
All right, so Varun and I we're going to talk today about some of the proposed changes that the government is looking at for helping first-time buyers get into the marketplace, into the real estate market. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay, perfect. So thank you for having me here, Jennifer.
Yeah.
So in March, the federal budget came up and the government has announced about the new changes that's going to help the first-time home buyers to get into the housing much easier and more affordable. So
let's back it up before we even get into that. What kind of challenges have first-time buyers been experiencing?
I think the biggest challenge they experience, a lot of people I talk to, they have income and they have a good credit, but they didn't have a down payment.
So they have the income, they have the good credit, but they don't have
a down payment.
The down payment. Okay, so the government is really looking at, okay, how can we best support these first-time buyers? Because we know that first-time buyers are the people that fuel the market, right?
100%.
Yeah, and so we haven't seen a lot of first-time buyers in the market, and I think part of that is, like you said, the down payment, right? Yeah. So what things are they looking at doing to support the first-time buyers?
So it's called Equity Shared Program with the home ownership.
Equity Shared Program
by CMHC. So it's going to be supported by CMHC.
So let's back it up. Let's tell everybody CMHC is the insurer.
Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation.
Yep.
So they do a lot of things. One of them is insuring the mortgage. The other one is one of the main thing is, I know a lot of people work at CMHC. They think they only insure the mortgage, but they also work with home ownership.
Okay.
Like, affordable housing, that's part of the thing. So
so they insure mortgages for people that have less than 20% down, and that gives a surety to the bank that should there be a default, that there's
they will back them up.
They'll back them up, and then they also help with affordability. Okay.
Affordability. So how the new the shared program is going to work is for targeted towards the people. Definitely you need to be a first-time home buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Household income cannot exceed $120,000.
Can't exceed $120,000 annual income. Okay,
annual income
shared. So whether it be a single or a couple. Yeah. Okay.
Cannot exceed 120, and the purchase price cannot exceed 4 times your annual income, which is $480,000.
Okay.
So it's like you can see this is all geared towards the first-time buyers, like house prices and income level. So, which is great. And
so they must have done some studies on this to make sure that, with those numbers that they were coming up with, that seems to be the price point for first-time buyers. I almost would think that may almost push some of the first-time buyers to want to save more money, because where the first-time buyer's price point is, then they may have to go a little higher, right? So depending on location.
There's a lot of controversy. People think it's not going to help a lot of people who lives up in the city, but if you think about it, you can still buy a condo in the city under $500,000. $480,000, like a 1-bedroom condo, is better than renting and flushing the money in the rent. So I think it's going to help overall. I think
investing in your own future, right?
Exactly. So one of the thing is you have to repay this loan when you sell the property.
So you do have to repay it. So that's a key point that people have to tune into, is that you would have to repay it.
But only when you sell it.
Only when you sell it. All right, cool.
So and there's no interest on it. There's no monthly payments on it.
That's another great thing too. Yeah. No interest, no payments.
The other thing is, so if you're looking at a high level of an example of a $400,000 purchase, 5% down payment comes from the borrowers, and the other 10% is going to come in from the government.
So this will only apply to first-time buyers then?
First-time buyers.
Okay, so if somebody owns a home, they've owned it, and they've racked up a bunch of debt, and they have not much equity, then that's not going to apply to them.
Probably not, but we don't know the fine details because there's going to be a official communication going to come from CMHC probably end of August or early September. That's where they're going to planning to launching it out.
But right now, most of the information is sort of directing it as first-time home buyers. Okay.
We don't know what's the definition going to be a true first-time home buyer. You're right. It could be someone who didn't own a home for the last 5 years. They want to get into the market. They could be classified as a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
And hopefully they will consider them as a first-time home buyer again under this program.
Yeah.
So on a high level, so $400,000 purchase, 5% come from the borrower, other 10% being shared by the government. That's being said that they're going to be, the monthly payment is going to be reduced by $200.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey Jolene, thanks for joining. Thanks for New Carpet for joining and watching.
Thank you.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, so it's going to be helping the cash flow, it's going to help them to get into the market.
Yeah.
And if they're going to sell the house and they're going to make another move, that's mean either their income has gone up or they have enough money to save up another down payment.
Yeah.
What you borrow, what you need to pay back. So I think it's a good principle to have.
Yeah.
Especially when you get a free money.
No, that's awesome.
I think it's a great initiative from the government, and it's definitely going to make a lot of people's dream come true.
Yes, for sure, right? And home ownership is that Canadian dream.
Canadian dream, and we are here to help with that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So more information will be rolling out as time goes on here.
Time goes on. Most probably is going to be rolled out in September, so we'll be getting a little more detail, more fine details closer to that.
But in your opinion, you feel that this is going to be something beneficial?
100%. 100% is going to help. It doesn't matter where you live. You could be living in the city, you could be living outside 905 area, but it's going to help everyone.
Yeah.
Like there are people, they can afford to buy a condo, 1-bedroom condo in the city, but they don't have any down payment, or they're closer.
And in your opinion, how do you see that benefiting? What sort of things do you see?
Because the extra $200 payment is definitely going to help them to get into the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. It's going to help you with the qualifying in terms of the income wise.
Yeah.
And also number two is the extra money that you have now to purchase a monthly payment as well, right? So it's going to help it's definitely going to help. And
it's going to help the overall market because, as we said, we know that first-time buyers are the ones that fuel the market, right?
And also they drive the market as well, right? Because when they get into the market, it's going to get the other people to shift to the bigger homes as well, who builds the equity as well. Right?
That's right. All right, well, thanks so much. I appreciate you coming out and speaking to me today and sharing what information you do know, and that's great.
Perfect.
And we'll wait and get some more rollout from the federal government in terms of what changes are going to be coming down the road here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you for having me, Jennifer.
Okay, thanks.
All right.